KUAM TV 8, your broadcast home for the games of the 31st Olympiad. Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, proud sponsor of FestPac 2016, Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion, IP&E Fueling Excellence, McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Coming right up, a libel and slander lawsuit has been filed against the Archbishop and the Archdiocese.
A 55-year-old man has been arrested in connection to a traffic fatality that occurred in May.
And the retirement fund is monitoring the fallout from what happened in Europe. Afternoon and good evening, everybody. 4 of Archbishop Anthony Apparon's accusers in our top story are taking him to court.
This morning, the alleged victims filed a libel and slander lawsuit against not only Apparon, but the Archdiocese of Agana. Crystal Paco reports.
He wouldn't confess to his alleged sins at church, so Archbishop Anthony Apparon's accusers are taking him to court.
Instead of conducting an honest, transparent investigation, they called every single survivor a liar. Instead of using church resources to reach out and help victims, they called us liars. They have avoided and shunned us. They did it 40 years ago, and they are doing it again.
Survivor Walter Denton led Friday's press conference to detail the elements of the libel and slander lawsuit, which was filed Friday morning at the Superior Court of Guam and demands for a jury trial. All 4 plaintiffs, Roy Quintanilla, Walter Denton, Roland Sandia, and Doris Concepcion, on behalf of her late son, Joseph Sonny Kanata, are represented by attorney David Lujan. All of the victims were altar boys at Mount Carmel Parish in Agate when they were allegedly raped or molested by Apparon, who was a priest at the time. In response, the Archdiocese of Agana fired back through video statements and press releases, maintaining Apparon's innocence and calling the alleged victims liars whose intent is a malicious attack on the Archbishop and the Church.
These statements continue to represent the position of Agana Archdiocese through today.
The Vatican then placed Apparon on leave and appointed Apostolic Administrator Archbishop Savio Han Taifai to cater to the Agana Archdiocese. According to the alleged victims, church leadership continues to fail them. Although Archbishop Han had rescinded decrees previously issued by Apparon, he didn't detract Apparon's slanderous statements towards the victims.
Apostolic Administrator Archbishop Han has not attempted to meet with us, or to reach out to us.
Although they clarified they continue to seek only the truth and that Apparon resign as the head of the local archdiocese, the lawsuit details a requested relief of $500,000 per plaintiff, should the jury rule in their favor.
We did this because we want the truth to be public and to defend our honor and integrity. We want Anthony Apparon, the Agana Archdiocese, and all those involved to take responsibility for their actions.
To view Friday's press conference in its entirety, visit KUAM's Facebook page. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Meanwhile, Archdiocese of Agana spokesperson Monsignor Bibi Arroyo says they have no comment at this time. 55-year-old Sergio Flores Cruz was arrested in connection to a fatal car collision that occurred in Agana on May 19th. 84-year-old Josefina Duenas Blas was rushed to Naval Hospital in Agana Heights following that crash and later passed away. Cruz was arrested for vehicular homicide, imprudent driving, speeding in a posted zone and private roadway or driveway, and failure to yield. He was booked and confined. KUAM has confirmed with DOC Director Tony Lamarena that Cruz is a senior corrections officer and appropriate precautions will be taken for safety during confinement.
Less than 24 hours after the news aired that she was missing, 28-year-old Jennifer Kalinagan has been located. Police spokesperson Captain Kim Santos says that Kalinagan walked into the Dededo precinct. She was last seen on Saturday.
Police are responded to a report of a bomb threat at the Hemlani Apartments in Harmon today. Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense spokesperson Jenna Gamindi says that around 1:20 this afternoon they received a report about the bomb threat from E911. The apartment complex was evacuated and the all clear was given a little over an hour later. The Harmon apartment has been at the center of controversy in recent weeks after a police officer was jumped by a crowd when responding to an incident there. He was treated and released at the hospital. The altercation prompted a GovGuam-wide response in terms of ensuring the complex was meeting health and safety regulations. As reported, GURA as well as Guam EPA noted several concerns and deficiencies.
Well, right on the heels of Pride Month, the United States military did announce today that a long-standing ban on transgender Americans serving in the military has now been lifted. Isabaza has more perspective in our next story.
Defense Secretary Ashton Carter made the announcement today. Transgender Americans can now openly serve in the U.S. military.
In taking these steps, we're eliminating policies that can result in transgender members being treated differently from their peers based solely upon their gender identity rather than upon their ability to serve. And we're confirming that going forward, we will apply the same general principles, standards, and procedures to transgender service members as we do to all service members.
This means current transgender service members cannot be separated, discharged, or denied reenlistment due to gender identity. The DoD policy also allows transgender service members to transition gender while serving and sets guidelines for medical care. The changes will be phased in over the next year, and by July 1st, 2017, transgender Americans cannot be barred entrance to the armed services as long as they meet accession standards. Local resident Crimsonia Kaiser.
I believe it's about time, and it's the 21st century to serve your nation as a woman. It doesn't really matter if you were once upon a time a man, as long as you can do the job. I believe that.
She hopes the policy will open doors for others who hope to serve.
Back in the 80s, I always wanted to join the military.
However, she chose not to because her family was afraid of what would happen if it was discovered she was once a man. ISA LGBT Guam board member James Rubino said it's a historic decision for the LGBT community.
So this is a great extension of the progress that the Obama administration and the Department of Defense have made.
He hopes transgender service members will eventually become a protected class in the military.
And that eventually dependents who are transgender, their family members and children that need gender-affirming care are able to get that from the military.
The new policy is effective immediately. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
They said tax refunds would be paid out every week, and today another $1 million is being sent out in the mail. Reverend Tax Director John Camacho confirms a total of 192 checks were mailed out, with $800,000 for the current tax year and $200,000 for prior year returns. For the fifth consecutive week, the payout only accounts for a portion of returns filed up to February 9th. Camacho says the reason they are stuck on February 9th is because once error returns convert to status A, they must be paid out first. He says 1,070 returns were filed on February 9th, totaling $3.1 million. As for the weekly $1 million payout, DOA Director Christine Boleto says this is what they have scheduled during these months of low revenue for the government. She adds, quote, "We always hope to have more, and should we get spikes, we would like to allocate more." She says larger payouts are expected in September.
And also tonight, the Election Commission is meeting as we speak, in which they're expected to ratify all 113 candidates who filed this week to run in this fall's primary election. At the bottom half of the hour, a ballot placing drawing will take place for the mayoral and vice mayoral candidates, and then an hour later for candidates running for public auditor, Washington delegate, and then senator. Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says after the ballot drawing, they will finalize the ballot's design. The GEC does need to hop to and print ballots soon in order to begin sending island for uniformed and overseas voters and absentee voters who are living away from Guam.
Stay tuned. We are back with more news after this.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need
It's a beautiful day.
wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
At IT&D, we take a different approach when it comes to data. Introducing IT&D's new rate plans. We've increased the amount of 4G LTE data for our plans to give you more of what you want so you can do more of the things that you want. More snapping, more sharing, more connecting. Bring your own phone and get even more 4G LTE data and up to 3 months of free service. New plans, more data, more value. IT&D, life in motion.
People love my portobello mushroom buttery jack, made with portobello mushrooms, grilled onions, and garlic herb butter. Ever wonder how I came up with it? Well, actually, I came up with it at the water cooler, but I thought you'd like this cowboy story better. The portobello mushroom buttery jack is back, part of the buttery jack family. Taste it before it's gone.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome back. Governor Eddie Calvos vetoed a bill to raise the legal smoking age. Bill 141 was introduced by Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz and would raise the smoking age from 18 to 21. The bill drew support from health advocates and youth groups. As part of his veto message, Governor Calvo asks, quote, what is the age of reason? He says, while the bill is well-intentioned, what is troubling with this bill is that it constitutes a willful intrusion into the personal lives and choices of our citizens. Yes, Bill 141 is also vague and unenforceable. Governor Calvo also vetoed the Vice Speaker's in-house counsel, Bill 30. Governor Calvo says the bill would prohibit GovGuam agencies from hiring legal assistance they need and instead rely solely on the already strained resources of the Attorney General. As part of his his veto message, Calvo says Bill 30 is inorganic and violates the doctrine of separation of powers. He adds it also purports to promote cost savings, something history has shown is inaccurate. Guam Regional Medical City will be hosting a series of events throughout the month of July to commemorate its birthday. The hospital opened its doors 1 year ago today on July 1st. The hospital kicked off their We Are One campaign with a wave outside their Dededo facility this afternoon. Some of their accomplishments in the last 12 months include the opening of their emergency department, Joint Commission accreditation, and CMS certification. That's just naming a few. Since opening last year, GRMC has had over 10,000 patient visits. Joint Region Marianas announced that it has elevated their force protection condition, which is in line with the posture in the mainland. According to a media release, a number of additional security measures will be in place, but the intent is to raise awareness and vigilance during the holiday period and is not in response to a specific threat. Additionally, no base activities have been canceled, which means the MWR Guam Freedom Rocks Festival, set for the 4th of July at Polaris Point, is still a go and the public is invited. The band Hanson will be performing at 7 p.m. followed by fireworks.
In other news, the USS Topeka returned to Guam Friday following a 2-month forward operating period in the Western Pacific. This is the sub's first homecoming since her home port shift to Guam last May. Chrissy Gomez was at the dock to meet her husband, Louis. The couple celebrated their 20-year anniversary while he was at sea.
This is actually his last time out. He's at the tail end of his career, so this might be his last submarine. So it's exciting and kind of sad at the same time because the submarine community is very tight.
Her husband has served proudly in the U.S. Navy for over 2 decades, and she said they look forward to spending the next few years right here on Guam. The Topeka is the 4th attack submarine assigned to Guam, as she's part of the Navy's long-range plan to put the Navy's most advanced and capable units forward. Well, the subjects of Britain have spoken following last week's historic referendum to leave the EU. And while the outcome sent shockwaves throughout the global economy, might it have a rippling effect here on Guam? Ken Quintanilla explores that very question.
So Brexit is short for the British exit.
And on June 23rd, a historic referendum went before the people of the UK, who voted to leave the European Union. The decision shook the world, causing the British pound to become historically weak and markets to drop. And here at home, Community First Guam Federal Credit Union President Jerry Cruz says the news came as a surprise.
It is an interesting sight to see how a referendum can change the outlook of and the complexion of a country.
Cruz, who is also the treasurer of the Government of Guam Retirement Fund Board of Trustees, says there is always concern when there is a shock to the market.
The initial concern is kind of diluted because for the retirement fund, investments are across several different asset classes and across a variety of different countries as well. And what further dilutes any concentration of any one investment for the retirement fund is the fact that globalization allows for cross-border production lines.
While he doesn't see anything short-term, he is concerned about a domino effect down the road with other European unions.
That continual exit is more of a risk to not just the retirement fund, to any institutional investor with investments, because that will have a long-term rippling effect globally.
And what about here on Guam?
For Guam, something like that is going to have a rippling effect on financial markets. And we all subscribe to the same interest rate index that the world goes by. And so to the extent that it's going to have an effect on global interest rates and global currencies and exchange rates and things of that nature, sure, it's going to have an effect.
Cruz stresses the Gov Guam Retirement Fund has a portfolio built to weather any shocks. In the meantime, he notes this move toward nationalism isn't limited to Europe, as discussions are underway across the world, even here on Guam, as the island looks towards decolonization. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
In other news, it is a scenic landmark turned illegal dump site, but a group of students from George Washington High School called the Huffa Squad are taking problems at Oka Point into their own hands and planning a community event to clean up the hangout spot they hold so dear. Student Kyle Aquino.
We noticed a lot of trash, and so we decided one day that if we have enough time, we're going to try and clean up the place as much as we can. All we ask is for you guys to come out and help us, not only help us, but the community of Guam.
Gloves and trash bags will be provided for the cleanup, which takes place Sunday from 5:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Oka Point.
Well, we have a quick commercial to take, but before we get to that, if you love barbecue, and if you live on Guam, it's basically a commandment that you do love barbecue. So trust me, you will not want to miss the annual barbecue block party on Saturday at Pleasure Island. 10 teams from across the region compete for the title of champion grill master in categories like chicken, pork, and beef. Some of these competitors include reigning champion Sonny Orsini and Korea's Lee Kang.
In addition to Guam offering the best beaches, sun, sand, and surf, Guam is going to be known, if it's not already, as the barbecue mecca of the world, at least in this side of the globe.
It's really great to be here in Guam and compete against Guam's best grill masters. Team Koreas will do our best.
This year's event also features a hot diggity dog eating competition with celebrity guest Victorious Fallon from I-94 FM, a classic American car and bike show, and photo opportunities with Uncle Sam and the Firecracker Girls. Parking is available across Loti Hotel, near the Slingshot, and behind T Galleria. The party starts at 5:30 p.m.
All right, stay tuned. Sports is coming up next.
Now is the time, Guam. The Drive and Discovery event is going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Get the award-winning 2016 Hyundai Accent starting at just $11,995. That's right, $11,995. Or indulge in the completely redesigned 2017 Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. For fast credit approval, visit us online at carsplusguam.com. With quick and easy financing available, the time to buy is now. Come experience the Drive and Discovery event today at Cars Plus Hyundai, the official vehicle sponsor of FestPack. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings. And I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
When you reserve a party at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's guaranteed to be a blast! Blast off! And now, birthdays are more of a blast than ever! Because for a limited time, tickets in the Ticket Blaster are worth double!
This is how Precision listens. Bose microphones that hear engine noise, then counter it with the sound-canceling frequency, which helps make the cabin so quiet, you don't miss a thing.
Night, Dad.
Good night, kiddo. See you in the morning.
It's called Active Noise Cancellation, and it's available in the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
Day Guam, thanks for joining us on this Friday. Whoa! See Chris Barnett, and let's kick it off with our Del Rentone Athlete of the Week. All right, here the beautiful Del Rentone and Mangi Town, Mangila. Of course, you come through and check out. They got a lot of great specials for summer, and we're here for our Athlete of the Week presentation. And this week, our Athlete of the Week, Christian Akano. Christian, congratulations.
Just the first two, I want to thank you guys for thinking about me to give me Athlete of the Week, and I appreciate it. And I would just want to thank also ACAS for just like thinking about me, put me always in the program for the basketball camp.
We have our girl Jemiah here with a special message for you, Christian.
Congratulations, Christian. Who would you like to donate your check to?
ACAS organization.
All right, so he's going to donate the money to ACAS, the Academy of Computers and Sciences, and that's a great cause. Now, Christian, I got to give you props because you came through Guam, like with a visiting team. I know you're playing, college ball there out there in the PA, and now you're back to kind of give back, and you're part of this great, summer jam basketball camp with the kids. How's that experience been for you this year?
I'm just coming to train with the kids because I have fun. I'm just learning too. With them together, just working together, and they have fun.
What's it like working with Coach Christian here?
It's hard to score on him.
It's a little hard to score on him, right? How many shots has he blocked of yours?
A lot.
Right. Okay. So, Coach Christian, what do you? I know you're coaching the kids basketball, but what other types of things do you want to teach them about life?
I'm just want to teach them what I learned when I was like them, and then just there, just trying to share with them.
How's it playing with some of the grown-up Guam ballers?
Yeah, it's very competitive, and then I'm just boring with the men varsity, and then I have team with Coach Peter, so we just hard work out, and then we have game on Sunday, and too many gym.
All right, there you go, Del Rentone. You come through and check out Paul and Jemiah and the gang here for the summer specials. Del Rentone and Mangilo.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
Tony Regis is hoping to get back into the groove in PXC 54. The crafty veteran battles Mingu Lee July 8th at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. Now, Regis is coming off a big third-round rear naked choke win over Saipan Shane Peekaboo Alvarez back in PXC 52. The win avenged an earlier loss Regis suffered to Alvarez in PXC 38. Regis, 7-9 in MMA, faces Korean fighter Lee, 4-2. 3 of Lee's 4 wins have been by way of decision, so we know he can go the distance. Look for Regis to try for the finish, as the lanky Guam fighter is tall for the featherweight division, but he'll be facing a champion in Lee, as the Korean brawler holds the featherweight belt in Korea's #1 fight promotion, Top FC. A PXC matchmaker Kensa Nicholas describes Lee as an aggressive striker, always on the prowl for the KO. This will make a great contrast fight, as Regis tends to open up in the later rounds and soften his opponent for his wily submission game. PXC 54 Fight Night Friday, July 8th at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse offers another great fight night card, including the rematch between heavyweights Rocky Martinez and the CNMI's big hit Kelvin Fitiol. Tickets on sale now at Circle K76 and online at tpiguam.com. A memorial bike ride taking place tomorrow morning, starting at the main entrance to the Micronesia Mall. Those who wish to participate should make their way there by 6:30 a.m. The ride is set for 7 in the morning. The memorial ride now taking place in honor of Eric Bell, who passed away on June 17th, 2 weeks after he was hit by a car on Route 1 in Dedido. A cyclist, Carly Kitchesu, died June 24th, a day after she was struck by a vehicle in Manilao. The ride will go north on Route 1 to Isangsong Road intersection, make a U-turn to head south to Paseo Loop in Aganya, and then back to the Micronesia Mall. Be safe. In other news, a memorial service in honor of Asmuni Abdullah will take place 5th of July, 5 p.m. at the Fiesta and Tossi Ballroom at the Fiesta Resort. Asmuni, as reported here on KUAM Sports, passed away May 5th, 2016 in a helicopter crash in Malaysia. Abdullah, a father, coach, mentor, and beloved friend of many, was a youth soccer coach for the Orange Crushers and the Academy of Our Lady of Guam High School, an enthusiastic player himself, and assisting in the development of the island's main soccer facility. He played a huge role in growing the sports presence island-wide. A few close friends are organizing this memorial service to celebrate his life because they were unable to attend his funeral services in Malaysia. All right, Guam, thanks for watching on this Friday. You guys have a great 4th of July weekend. Once again, my name's Chris Barnett. Thanks for watching. Adios.
The island boy, they gotta be so shy. Say the island girl know how to have a good time. Said a cruise with me, baby, I'll be a pretty lady. Said a cruise with me, baby, I'll be a pretty lady. By that good life, let me show you a good time. Let me show you why.
These used cars are Nissan certified, and let me show you why I stand behind every used car that we sell. First, our certified technicians inspect every used car to make sure it's safe, reliable, and mechanically sound. Then any scratches and dings are given first-class treatment at our body shop. And after thorough detailing inside and out, the car is ready for sale. At a price that's always below Blue Book. That makes Nissan used cars your best buy.
While hundreds of homeless seek shelter every day, when memories fade like old photographs, and families struggle to care for loved ones with special needs, as young children are caught in the storm of abuse and neglect, we are there. For over 30 years, we have helped Guam's victims of life when there was nowhere else to turn. You can help too by giving $1 a month. God bless you.
You know the rules. Eggs and sausage, hotcakes and butter. Morning fare, right? Well, McDonald's has thrown away those rules and opened a new world of possibilities. Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish. No way. Yes way. Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
All right, everybody, trust me when we tell you there is a lot going on this weekend. You got the Hanson concert, you got barbecue block party, there's a UOG gala event. So here's what you were looking at as far as the weather. For tonight, the immediate future, partly cloudy skies with isolated showers, a slight chance of thunderstorms, so please be careful if you're out on the roads. East winds blowing at 10 miles per hour, lows around 80. On Saturday, mostly sunny with isolated showers and a slight chance of thunderstorms, so bring an umbrella no matter what. Highs around 90 in the afternoon with lows around 80s. Mostly cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms on Sunday as well.
All right, here is this week's head of the class. We profile JFK.
Green and gold.
Head of the class, presented by the University of Guam.
Kennedy, Kennedy, we sing to you, our alma mater dear. Hi, my name is Charlie Arti. I'm from John F. Kennedy High School, and I am its South-Torian. During high school, I had a lot of leadership roles. Some of them include the National Honor Society Secretary, the Future Educators Association Secretary, the Yearbook Club Treasurer, and in my junior year, I was the Spanish Club President. After working hard on my college essays and my recommendations, I plan to go to the University of Portland, and I plan to major in mechanical engineering, just like my dad. I always say this, and I address this in my speech. It's just to never, ever, ever give up. Never doubt yourself. Always believe in yourself and just have confidence that you can do it. I would especially like to thank my parents for always guiding me, for always helping me in whatever way they can, because without them, I wouldn't even be salutatorian in the first place. Also, I would like to thank my friends. They're the ones that have given me all the laughter, all the turn-ups, just everything. I thank them. And lastly, I would like to thank God, because he was always there for me. He always answered my prayers, and without him, I wouldn't be given the strength and knowledge to complete high school. So for everyone, I thank them very much.
Your Island weekend is just moments away, but we got some birthdays to read and a cake to give away. So let us go ahead and wish happy birthday to the newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, Nicodemus Ongisi. Best name of the week. Happy 4th birthday to you, young sir. From Mom, Dad, Sissy, and Rora. Happy birthday to Nicodemus.
Happy birthday to Araya Jesus from the family.
Happy 15th birthday to Taylor Page Uggett.
Happy birthday to Geraldine Ogo from your husband and 10 kids.
And happy birthday to Julius Eaton. This is happy 30th birthday coming from Mom and Dad.
You can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Head on over to our website.
And you could win a cake.
That's right.
It's as simple as that. All you got to do is go to KUAM.com, register, and absolutely free, you will automatically qualify for a random drawing, which this week is someone who turned 9 years old last Saturday. Happy extended birthday to this young man, Francis R.T. Toves. Maybe if you celebrate it with a cake, you get an extra one on us. So we'll be in contact with you, let you know how you pick up your prize, and have a good ice cream weekend, because it is going to be kind of hot.
And that's our show. Have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Up next, Fiesta Friday.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Half a day, my friends, and we hope you have your dancing shoes on, because that music must have gotten you in the mood to cha-cha, and that is the perfect, sublime segue into tonight's lead story. Our topic is the UOG Founders Day Gala. So we have Dr. Robert Underwood, the president of UOG, and Norman Analista, who basically does everything besides teach physics these days at the home of the Tritons. And Norm, you wear many, many hats.
Yes. Thank you very much, Jason. We're glad to be here. We're really excited about our Founders Day Gala.
Will we have some cha-cha music at the Founders Day Gala?
Of course.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a gala without it.
Exactly.
We're always constantly arguing whether it's gala or gala.
There you go.
There you go.
Now, you know what?
I hope we can resolve that.
Well, I suppose we would have to tap the expertise and the intellect of your English department, or, at least the linguists over there. Right. But, I was going to say one thing I remember about the College of Business and Public Administration. The accounting majors are some of the nicest people in the world. They can't cha-cha, though.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if that tradition still holds to this day, but hopefully our music got them.
Oh, they need new instructors then.
So maybe some faculty positions open.
Yeah. No, I think some of those instructors can cha-cha. I know Doreen Chrysostomo can.
Oh, very cool. Well, she is running for public auditor, so we'll see as the election season goes on. But to the matter at hand and everything, the Founders Day Gala, it's a celebration. It's also a chance to look back, and from your perspective, a chance to look forward.
Well, it's the 64th anniversary of the University of Guam, founded in 1952 as a teacher training institute over in Mongmong. So we have a marker over there across from Coast 360, directly across the street. And so what we tried to do in this Founders Day Gala is, spruce up. We're having it at the university. First of all, we're having it at the Calvo Fieldhouse. And so we're calling it Coming Home to the University. And we tried to get, of course, sponsors and people to come and just to reflect upon the meaning of the university for the island and for the surrounding region. We've had over 16,000 graduates, including yourself, of course, from
20 years ago this year,
from the University of Guam. And as I like to say, there isn't an office, there isn't a government office, there isn't a business, there isn't a medical clinic. There isn't a military command. There isn't anything of any clout or any significance on the island that doesn't have at least one Triton working there. And this is also true for the surrounding region. So the University of Guam has made this enormous contribution to the professional life of Guam and the entire region. And we should take time to reflect upon that and build towards our 21st century campus, which we're avidly involved in, which the funds raised from this will go towards that capital campaign.
Well, speaking of raising those funds, Norm, you have planned an amazing agenda for us and everything. So tell us about entertainment, about
Jason, man, it's going to be really exciting. We're really, really happy about the lineup of entertainment that we have tomorrow night. We have our alumni singers. We also have alumni theater performers. One thing in particular that I think our audience will be very excited to see is the production of Miss Saigon for the first time on Guam. And this is directed by Ernest DeChoco, who is one of our alumni, of course. So we're going to perform a couple of numbers from that Broadway musical. We're also going to have the award-winning band Prominence. I think everybody knows how great and talented Prominence is. We're going to have them perform and open up the dance floor for us. And we're also really excited about this one Filipina singer, and her moniker is the Powerhouse Diva. Her name is Dessa. She's going to be singing songs that I think our audience are going to connect with, and these are going to be songs that they're going to really, really enjoy.
Very cool. Yeah. You have been basically Mr. Saturday Night for the last 2 years. You always prepare an absolutely amazing array of entertainment, song, dance.
It's just
culinary arts.
It's just really fun. Here on Guam, we just love to celebrate. And I just tend to think that when people hear about the university celebrating something, they'll probably think we're going to put on long speeches and, things like that could be boring. But it couldn't be further than that. We are really going to have a good time tomorrow night. And the thing that I want to mention is that we're basically sold out for tables. but I may have a couple of tickets here and there that we can kind of squeeze in. So if anybody's interested in buying tickets, they can call me at 797-3333.
Spoken like a true marketer. Okay, well, Dr. Underwood, it's interesting because, like, as we said, you know, the funds raised from this and all also go to help the vision that you and your board and the faculty have had and everything. You know, you've talked for many, many years about an engineering school popping up. People have been asking, you know, when will UOG have a medical school, have a law school and everything? And these are things that are in some degree on the roadmap as we continue to make UOG, you know, the centerpiece of higher education on island.
Well, it is, it's the centerpiece, it's the capstone. It's the capstone educational experience. And so it's always important to kind of redouble back our focus just to take stock of what the university has meant. There'll still be a couple of speeches at tomorrow night's event, but the most important part of the event is that people will have the opportunity to reflect upon, you know, Guam has grown because of its educational enterprise. I think people kind of misunderstand that. They think that we could grow faster if we had a different educational enterprise. We could have grown a whole lot slower if there had not been this educational enterprise. So the people who founded the University of Guam is the very first Pacific island, other than the state of Hawaii, to have a post-secondary institution in the entire Pacific.
And I like how you phrase that, if I may, because, you know, part of the UOG education and getting a degree, regardless of which discipline, you know, you pursue a degree in, isn't just memorize a bunch of trivia and a bunch of, you know, vocabulary words. It's UOG professors actually challenge you to go out and think critically and criticize and challenge the status quo and everything like that, and try and make your own mark and, you know, make Guam a better part, not just by following, you know, convention. Think big.
Yeah. So, you know, some people think that the University of Guam is a training institution. It isn't. It's an institution where leaders are developed. It's an institution where leadership itself becomes the central focus of the educational experience, and which rebounds to the benefit of the entire community. And of course, you know, the community in turn should support that enterprise. And that's why we're constantly reaching out to the business community, to individuals, to alumni like yourself, to continue to support the university and help it grow for future generations.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I love the plan, you know, continuing to make Guam better through education by throwing a party. There is no part of that which everybody on Guam cannot fall in love with. So thank you very much, both.
Thank you.
And we'll see you there tomorrow night.
All right.
All right, please stay tuned, everybody. We are back after this.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
My name is Kojay Kichicho, and I'm a student at the University of Guam. UOG isn't what I thought it would be when I was growing up. When I was in high school, all I kept hearing was, you need to go off island. You can't do the things that you want to do here on Guam. There are no good opportunities here. I challenge those opinions. I am part of a generation that defies the idea that nothing big comes from a small island. My generation dreams and achieves. Many of the business leaders, public servants, teachers, nurses, artists, and thinkers that are now revitalizing our island came from UOG. Now, I'm looking forward to completing my homegrown education and going out into the professional world saying, I'm from the University of Guam.
Celebrate Red, White, and You at Pleasure Island's 4th Annual Barbecue Block Party on July 2nd in Tumon from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Bring the family and enjoy the best barbecue on Guam. Plus, witness the ultimate Grill Masters Barbecue Throwdown with live entertainment and more. This sizzling fun event is presented by the Guam Barbecue Block Party is a GBB signature event, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
House to Home, brought to you by Remax Diamond Realty.
Hi, Jason. Last week we talked about loans, residential loans. So we decided we'd take you on a tour to Bank Pacific and check out their office. We even have a couple here getting their loan requirements in place, meeting with their loan officer. we're also going to meet with our loan officer, Therese Camacho. Hi, Therese.
Happy day, Liz.
Hey, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
So we wanted to actually go over the different loan types. A lot of people find it very intimidating to come into a bank and get a loan. So we figured we're taking them on a tour, have them meet you. And we'd like for you to talk about what loan types does Bank Pacific have available so that they could either call you if they don't have the time and set up an appointment, and then come in and see your beautiful office here.
Again, this is our Saginaw Mazaw or the loan center. All of our loan products here at Bank Pacific are available here, especially our residential loan side. We do residential loan purchases that includes VA, which is 100% financing. We also do the 97% financing that requires only 3% down. And that entails what we call private mortgage insurance. We also have one of the best land loan programs where you can actually purchase a piece of property and intend to build. We have that as well. And then we have our regular conventional loan products that we can do up to 80% financing, 20% down for purchases. And we also offer what we call bank portfolio loans. And if those don't fit the regular conventional loans sold to the secondary market, we have those programs available as well.
So a individual or a couple who are starting out and want to buy their first home, they can just give you a call, and then they could you can help pre-qualify them over the phone as well, so that if they're not ready to come into the bank, at least they could get some information from you, right?
Definitely. And it helps them realize where they stand financially. Basically, we're needing to see their most recent paycheck stubs, their last 2 years filed tax returns, and a list of debts, meaning what loans they pay, whether they have auto loans, credit card debt, student loans, the monthly payments, balances, and the institution names, so that we can look at what they earn versus what they're paying, and then qualify them based on what their income can support. And then depending on what they're wanting to do, whether they're wanting to buy or build or purchase land, we can do all those scenarios for them.
Okay, now I do know that their credit history is very important. So if they were to come in, I know one of the things that are important would be to get a credit check. So would you do that for them? Is that something they can do on the front end to avoid the loss of time in getting everything together?
Well, in regards to the regulations, a lender cannot run a person's credit report until they've actually submitted a loan application. Now, each consumer has the availability to access what we call annualcreditreport.com. And what that does is gives them a history of their credit, what's on their credit. It doesn't give them a score, but it'll tell them what they have had in regards to credit active as well as not active. And then it also would show them if there's any derogatory items showing on their credit report that's inaccurate that they can fix. Some people are not aware of things that are reported years ago that are reporting on their credit report now until they're ready to submit an application. So myself, I always advise them to go on annualcreditreport.com, www.annualcreditreport.com, and pretty much fill out the information. There's no fee, it's free, and each consumer is advised to do one check a year, because then that will help them understand what's on their credit, and is it a good time for me to go and purchase this home or build this home, or do I have to fix my credit before doing that? And that actually helps people.
So I know one of the questions we've had is what are credit score? What are the bank's expectations in terms of a good credit score to give them the loan?
Basically, lending institutions, we're looking at subprime credit score. So anything below 660 is considered subprime, but that does not automatically disqualify you. Okay, so basically it's just one way to analyze the past credit history. But as a lender, we're going to look at the whole packet. We're not only going to look at your credit, we're going to look at your employment, we're going to look at your assets, we're going to look at other items on your application that you disclose that will enable us to make a credit decision, not just based off credit score. So we would take a look at the whole entire financial packet.
Wonderful. So you also do construction loans. So the land phase, what is the loan ratio for the land? What type of loan do you give for the land?
What it is it's called a land loan, which we use 80% of the purchase price of the land or the appraisal value, whichever is lower. So if somebody wanted to buy this piece of property and immediately build, they can, meaning all they need to do is just put 20% down.
Oh, great.
Of that purchase price.
I know Bank Pacific has loaned to a number of the buyers that purchased up of Buena Vista. So it made it so convenient for them. But so any last words on our consumers on to come and see you? Give them your phone number so they can call you.
Yes. My direct line is 479-1162, and we're located down here in Agana. We are in the Sagan Imaza, or the Loan Center here at Bank Pacific. We are more than welcome to help anyone that's looking at buying, building, purchasing, refinancing, either a VA loan, a conventional 97% loan, purchasing a piece of property that they want to build or invest in. We're open to that, as well as we have commercial loans, as well as car loans and personal loans. So we have everything under one roof, and we are a local bank. Your file doesn't have to go anywhere. It just gets approved locally on Guam.
Thank you, Therese. This has been a pleasure.
It has.
It's definitely helped our audience, and please call. Thank you. Bye.
Adios.
At IT&D, we take a different approach when it comes to data. Introducing IT&D's new rate plans. We've increased the amount of 4G LTE data for our plans to give you more of what you want, so you can do more of the things that you want. More snapping, more sharing, more connecting. Bring your own phone and get even more 4G LTE data and up to 3 months of free service. New plans, more data, more value. IT&D, life in motion.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Now, everybody on Guam, every single Guamanian, whether you were born here or you just got here last week, knows that this week is the Guam Barbecue Block Party, and one of the major events, one of the main attractions is the car show. You know, we have MJ and JMac, and we are going to talk about the rides that will be featured. So, Hafane, welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Okay, very cool. So, MJ, let's get right into it and everything. When people hear car show, they think, you know, are we talking imports? Are we talking muscle cars? Are we talking, you know, exotics, maybe a Tesla or two, or is it basically a little bit of everything?
Well, you know, this car show came together pretty last minute, but I'll tell you, Guam has some really hidden gems.
Mm-hmm.
We have some cars that are probably rarest in the world. It's called the Great American Muscle and Classic Show. And so you won't be disappointed. It's going to be a photo shoot through the whole block party. And we have the owners by, and they can tell you some about their cars, when they got it, how much they, you know, used to fix them up. But basically, this is going to be an awesome block party. It's going to be filled with music, great food, great people, and the hot rods are not going to disappoint you.
And hopefully we are going to be able to turn on the cars and hear like that signature growl of the motors. Really get into the American muscle of it.
You know, probably in the beginning, but I'm not too sure if the fire department wants us to crank it up. Maybe we can do a crank up hour or something like that.
You know what? I live in Tumon, but I got your back. You know, I'm not going to complain about like, you know, noise hazards or anything like that. I'm just saying, they're friends of mine. They're cool.
Yeah, for sure. But we have a lot of models coming down. You can take some photo ops. You know, it's just a really big family event, and we wanted to accent it with the best classic cars that we have on Guam.
Mm-hmm. Now, are these? You said a lot of them are refurbished cars. People like they fix them up over the years. Do you also see? Are you seeing like a lot of people taking brand new cars and, you know, customizing them and modding them a lot?
Oh, the cool thing about the car culture is you can take almost any car and modify it. They're doing the classic cars. Guam Harley-Davidson's bringing out the motorcycles, some great barbecue. So it's going to be a great family event. And the cool thing about it is it doesn't happen a lot. So we're closing the streets of Tumon and have a great party